Okay, so for 21, a project manager estimates that a project will take X hours to complete where X is larger than 100. So the project manager estimates that the project will take over 100 hours to complete. The goal is for the estimate to be within 10 hours of the time it will actually take to complete the project. Okay, so we want our estimate to be within 10 hours of the actual completion time. So we want it pretty accurate. If the manager meets the goal and it takes Y hours to complete the project, so Y is the actual completion time, so we want the difference between X and Y basically to be less than 10. Otherwise, the estimate is more than 10 hours off. Which of the following inequalities represents the relationship between the estimated time and actual completion time? Okay, so let's see. So the sum of them can't be less than 10 because we know that X already has to be over 100. B and C don't really reflect the situation either, right? Because we want, again, we want X, our estimate, to be within 10 hours of Y, the actual time. We want the difference between these to be less than 10. And that's really only reflected by D, where negative 10 is less than or equal to Y minus X, which is less than or equal to 10. So basically, if you estimate too low, then you'll get a sort of negative number. If you estimate too high, you'll get a negative number. If you estimate too low, you'll get a positive number. But the point is that the difference between the two is between negative 10 and 10. So this is our range of where we can be. So D is our answer because, for example, for B, it says that Y, the actual time, is larger than X plus 10. So that's outside our range. That means our estimate won't be within 10 hours of the actual time because the actual time is larger than our estimate plus 10 hours. And the same goes for C. If we say that the actual time is less than 10 hours less than the estimate, then again, this is outside of our sort of 10-hour range because the actual time doesn't fit, into the range of the estimation minus 10. So this one just doesn't make sense because of this restriction. B and C put the actual time outside of our estimate, but we want the manager to meet the goal of having the estimate be within 10 hours of the time. And so that leaves us with only option D. Again, where the difference between the estimate and actual is no more than 10 hours either way. So no more than an overestimate of 10 and no more than an underestimate of 10.